Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys Podcast. I am your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
It's good to be back, Chris. It feels like
It is good to be back.
Feels like it's been forever. It's been 8 days. Another No Friday episode. We gotta nail our schedule out. We're gonna figure it out. What we're doing. These things just
have
keep
a
coming
schedule,
up.
and then it just doesn't work.
No, the schedule needs to be remastered because it's not working out because we keep having things come up during our schedule. So we're gonna figure it out.
We've done a Friday in 3 weeks.
No, I know we've done like 2. Yeah, I don't think we've done a Friday. I think since week 2. Now it's week 6, so pretty bad.
But we're getting the picks out at least, and it's working.
It is. It's almost better not to talk about it because I think. And I like how we're doing it, we're doing it Saturday at midnight. We need our picks in. So it's like we have the most information as possible.
Yeah.
And
down to the wire.
I know that's no excuse. I mean, we're here to perform in front of the internet. Like that's what we're here to do. So yeah, it's not fair that we're doing it off screen and we're winning here. We need to get some victories live on air. It won't happen this week though, but we're gonna try our best. Anywho, Next week, yeah, we're gonna force ourselves to cancel all of our Friday plans until the pod's over. We just gotta figure out how to do them. It's just it's work and school now that we're not synced anymore.
Yeah, it's a bad combo.
Yeah, because. All right, we'll figure it out. Anyways, lots to talk about. Speaking of the wise picks, 4-2. This week.
That's right.
We were 3, 2-1 last week, 4-2 this week.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're on the up, and the 2 teams to mess us up were the 9-point favorite 49ers and the 6-point favorite Eagles. Both the undefeated teams.
Frauds.
Both of them frauds?
Absolute frauds. No, I don't think either of them are frauds, but.
I think the only good team this year is the Lions.
I hope you're right. It was a big day for my Lions 1 seed future.
It is. I mean, they look like the only team that's consistent.
Any sort of tiebreaker. But yeah, I mean, outside, I think it's because they've gone the longest since they had a slip up.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
Like their slip up was week 2 or 3.
And it was a good game. It was a shootout. It was a 1-score game at the end.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this the Eagles blunder. They scored 14 points, and they haven't looked great all season. And the Niners couldn't move the football at all on the Browns defense. I can't believe that. So I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the first one. Let's go with the Niners. You want to start there?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with the Niners.
I mean, it was shocking. And it's like I guess at some point they were due for an off game, right? Like it was only a matter of time. It just didn't feel like this was the week it was going to happen when you have I love how his name is Philip Walker.
Yeah.
In the box score.
Yeah,
That's
TJ.
hilarious to me. But like it didn't look good. Obviously they didn't look good. Like they don't even have a good offense when Watson is in there. He's out. They are good defensively, but it just felt like this Niners team was going to score on anyone no matter what. And they went right down and scored like 4 minutes into the game, and I was like, "Oh, like perfect. Like let's put this in cruise control." And then later on the day, I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" It was like 10-10 a half, and McCaffrey goes down. I don't know at what point did he go down?
It was so on red zone. All of a sudden, he's not in there, and like I think it was like he was at least the second quarter, but I don't know specifically. So he at least went I think a whole half without him though.
It's shocking that they lost the game giving up only 1 touchdown.
Yeah,
like if you told me that was gonna happen, I'd say you're crazy.
Yeah, and
they got field goal to death.
They did get field goal to death, and they, without like this perfect storm of injuries. They're up against probably the second best defense compared to theirs in the league. Their weapons were going down like flies. It seemed like throughout the game. That was my light that just fell. Oh, it actually, my face is brighter now that the light fell. So that's funny.
Room tour.
Yeah, bring everything around, show everyone. Anywho, now like I think it rattled Brock Purdy a little bit. This is a good week for Brock Purdy haters, for system quarterback believers. But it seemed like it's a weird game. I don't think it means too much. I think these weapons, like the fact that Chris McCaffrey got hurt against the second best defense in the league. I mean, it kind of makes like they did end up scoring another touchdown in the second half, but it makes sense that their offense got slowed down. What doesn't make sense to me is that they drafted this kicker in the third round this year. This kicker Jake Moody, I missed this kick.
Moody.
They drafted him, I think it was third round, and he went 1 for 3. Brutal. And the game losing, I guess, field goal attempt. Just not good misses whatsoever. Like there is no excuses behind this.
Do you think we talk about this with the Eagles too? Do you think they needed a loss like this?
I think so. And I think the fact that I don't know if they needed one like this though. Like this is such an odd loss as like against Phillip Walker. It just doesn't make it.
That's what I'm saying. Like you'd almost rather lose to the Browns without Watson than to like the Eagles at the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's actually a good point because then that's a good point. That same with the Eagles. You'd rather lose to the Zach Wilson Jets than some other NFC contender.
It's kind of like a wake up. It's like, okay, like we're not invincible, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dialed in every single week, or we're gonna lose games.
Yeah, then I guess when you put it that way, I would say yes, they should. They do need this loss.
Like that's silver lining for teams that are probably in shambles this week, even though they're both only have one loss. I know the Eagles fans think that this team is garbage.
Oh yeah, these Eagles fans are ready to bury it. I walk in after, so I'm living with an Eagles fan, and I walk in after the game because I was doing homework. I come in, and I'm like, oh, Eagles didn't end up winning, right? And he's like, no, the Jets took the win, and I was like, oh, it's all right. You guys look trash the other 5 games anyway, so he was not happy with it. But no, the Eagles fans
they haven't put together a complete game.
No, they're averaging like this is a team. I mean, I guess the Commanders and the Vikings game boosted up a little bit, but every other game is just right under 30 points. I mean, they're not as explosive as I thought they would be, and as explosive as they were last year. And they signed Julio Jones this week. I guess maybe to add some distraction. Yeah, that's a ring chasing call, and good for Julio. I'm all about it for Julio.
Yeah, that's right.
And
who do you think called first?
Julio or the Eagles?
Yeah.
I think the Eagles probably lost this. Like they lost this game. They're like, all right, we need to just give the fans something to grasp about.
Something to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than Jalen Hurts throwing 3 interceptions.
Oh, he looked bad. He looked sluggish. Like that was.
And he has been mediocre this year. I'm ready to, as a big Jalen Hurts supporter, I'm ready to admit that.
He has
like a groundbreaking admission.
No, I mean he's averaging the same amount as interception, or not averaging, but has the same amount of interceptions as touchdowns through the air. I don't know how many rushing touchdowns he has, but yeah, not his usual performances. Normally he's cleaner than this. He looked really sluggish this game, and like it looked like he couldn't really get out of the pocket as much. These Jets pass rushers were going after him. He looked rattled, and that's not. It's funny because when you look at the 2 quarterbacks that both these teams lost to, they didn't have good games at all. Both these quarterbacks were terrible. Zach Wilson wasn't good at
Oh yeah,
all, and Philip Walker was awful. So, like, they basically both lost the same game. Very weird.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much.
And I don't like.
Yeah, Zach Wilson, not even a touchdown. Like, pretty gross box score.
There's something wrong with the NFL this year. Something off.
What, like offensively?
Yeah, there's like an offensive epidemic. What like all
Yeah,
the
it's true. I
what
mean,
teams are good?
I
What
feel like we
offenses
haven't
are good
watched like exciting games.
at all? The
Like
Commanders
Commanders
Falcons
Eagles
was
is one that was.
Commanders Falcons was probably the best game of this week.
It honestly might have been.
Like look at
Well,
these other games. Giants Bills ended up being electric.
Giants Bills had a fun ending, but it was a shitty game.
Yeah, it was an awful game. Yeah, you got a good point. Cowboys Chargers was like all right. Both this one fiddled out at the end, you know?
Yeah, I guess all these games. Vikings. Yeah, we had a lot of bad games this week.
I can't name one
I
good
don't know
game.
what's going on.
Like when I was looking back at this, like trying to remember some of the notes, I was like, dude, there's like not even the Chiefs were fun on Thursday.
Oh, that was one of the worst.
And now they're stuck with Mecole Hardman as their number one. Like they're grasping for straws. I don't know. And maybe it's overreactions. But we gave it excuses. Oh, the preseason, they cut a week out. Now you gotta adjust for that. They're sluggish the first couple weeks. This is week 6 now. Trade deadline's coming up in 2 weeks. And I can't think of any moves because I can't think of any teams that are good. Like I'm trying to think of people like that are, and you could pick out the sellers. You know, the Bears, the Colts, the Giants, my Patriots, hell, like the Packers or the Broncos. And I guess there's some contending, but like there's nothing that like changes any of my opinions for any of these. It feels, and I'm sure there's a trade that can happen I'm eating my words here, but
I mean, NFL trade deadline is never like super exciting or
no,
never like a big name on the market, really.
no, that's true. But there's there's a void of. I think it's just
Power
like
void.
yeah, there's a power void and just watchability void. Like there's a lot of these games are god awful. And when you look at next week, it doesn't get much better. Saints Jags, the freaking is Trevor even playing tomorrow?
Oh,
Progressed
was he
very
hurt?
well. For some reason, Trevor popped up on Twitter and it was like, "Oh, Trevor Lawrence might not play tomorrow." Injury report: quarterback is dealing with a knee injury. Describe him as a knee sprain. It's not considered significant. We should play that. All right, optimistic he can play Thursday night. But the Saints,
The dome.
Saints are trash. Shut up about the dome, dude. I'm tired of the dome. Dome is garbage. I mean, Browns Colts might be.
Lions
Walker.
Ravens. That's a good game.
That by far that's the best game. Chiefs Chargers
Giants
has the possibility to be fun. Steelers Rams also has the possibility to be fun. So does Eagles Dolphins. So
the Steelers are never fun.
Yeah, that's true. On paper, they could. I mean, this game could be fun. But Giants Commanders, could that be fun?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
All right.
NFC Beast.
Okay.
Daniel Jones is Vanilla Vic.
This is all right. This is what I need right now. Before we can continue to talk about the rest of these crappy games, let's preview because it'll get me optimistic to watch some NFL football again. Because my God, was last week. Yeah, but no, Lions Ravens. This is the best game. That's probably the best game we've gotten in like 2 weeks, at least on paper.
Eagles Dolphins. That's Sunday night.
That's an excellent Sunday night. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, we get a good Sunday night game. That is a real game right there.
Vikings 49ers could get wacky too on Monday night.
Yeah, if Kirko shows
Vikings
up.
are good.
Kirko shows up. Hey, they could, they win this. They're 3. I mean, I guess I never know what's a death sentence or not.
They're right back in the swing of things.
I know. When the Jets, I was rewatching the highlights of the Jets Eagles game at the end of at the
Mhm.
last 5 minutes while I was waiting for you, and it says right after they win, they're like, and the Jets restart their season, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh boy, we're already there. Zach Wilson and the Jets are restarting their season.
That's 2 in a row.
It is 2 in a row.
Big deal. I mean, 3-3 at this point in the season is like their next 3 games are Giants, Chargers, Raiders.
And this week
You can
proves
go 2
that
and 1 there.
if Zach Wilson, if you make sure he doesn't turn over the ball, this defense is good enough to win you the
Mm-hmm.
game. Man, we
They're one
watching
of the
out for the
they're
Jets.
probably top 3.
Top 3 defense?
Hey, Rodgers moving around pretty well too. I still will refuse to believe that's actually going to happen,
He plays in January.
but he's out there.
I need to see a documentary immediately. Okay, what game do you want to talk about?
We're getting way ahead of ourselves. Well,
I guess,
what
we
other
gotta
picks do
finish.
we have?
We gotta finish our wise picks. All right, we
The
have
Lions -3.
So, well, let's get there. Let's go Lions
This
Bucks.
I think this is the start of the Baker decline, probably, right?
Yeah, he looked
Like he was awful, really bad.
This is
And
the
he
Bucks
can't run
I
the ball.
expected. Like 6 points and
Yes, this is
the
right.
yeah. The total offensive yards of under 300. This is the Buccaneers I expected.
Yeah, that adds up. Amon-Ra finally had like a him game, and kind of not lackluster for normal standards, but for his standards, he's just been all right this year. This was like a coming out party for him this year.
It was good as someone who has him in my fantasy league. It was good to see him. We had a Wise Bowl.
Though.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had a Wise
Didn't
Bowl.
matter.
My team.
I think he hung 30 though.
Yeah, he did. He did hang 30. I remember you texted. It was late in the later rounds of games, in the 4 o'clock games, and you were like, "I'm a little nervous," and you were up by like 50. And then like Amon-Ra was still scoring.
No way. It was like an 8-point game, and you had your kicker.
And then it wasn't that close. Yeah.
It was that close.
That kicker's. So
I think I went into Sunday night up like 12 or 13, so I felt good. But I don't know, if they kick a bunch of field goals, then I'm done.
You want to hear my relationship with that kicker? It's the Bills kicker. I don't know his name off the top of my head right now.
Tyler Bass.
So Tyler Bass, earlier this year, he won me the first week alone based off what the Bills kicking. And then a couple weeks later, I picked up the Colts kicker, Matt Gay, because I was like, I think the Colts, like, the Bills are just going to just score touchdowns. And, like, I think that was, like, the week before he had, like, 4 points, like, 4 extra. And so I get Matt Gay. He gets 0 points. So I go, all right, I'm going back to Tyler Bass. And now he shits the bed against you.
You can't play that game with kickers. You just got to commit to one.
No, I know. Now I want to get rid of Bass again. And I know the second I get rid of him, he's going to do great.
Yeah, you just got to ride with him. But yes, that is a Wise Bowl win for me. That's 2-0 this year in Wise Bowls.
Yeah. Yeah, let me write that down. Wise Bowl.
You got to start picking against me just to get back.
You're right.
Record-wise.
There needs to be some strategy involved because you're taking some of these that I hate, and one of them was the Giants this week. Funny.
Yeah,
Let's just get to that now while we're there.
Yeah, I felt insane because the last time I picked the Giants, it was a complete travesty. It was a primetime game again. 15 points sounded like so many. And I didn't even think this game was going to be close. What I was hoping for is they were going to be down like 17 or 20 at the end of the game and then the back or cover, like score a touchdown with a minute left. That's what I was hoping for. I did not expect this to come down to the final play. And like it kind of got jobbed.
They did kind of get jobbed.
That was pass interference in the end zone.
Yeah, that was pass
interference. I don't care. I don't feel bad for them, especially because of last year. The game at FedEx when McLaurin was
Body
getting
bagged.
bugged in the end zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, good for Tyrod. They weren't good offensively, but I said last week that this defense is pretty good. Like their offense is just so atrociously bad that it doesn't even keep them in games.
They're the NFC New England Patriots. They are.
They might be. Yeah.
They might
Yeah.
be. Uh, the their offense is so freaking bad, and somehow they're right at the end with one of the perennial favorites to win the Super Bowl.
The last drive was great.
And this is all like
Like
they're
managed really well.
and this is all on Allen. They had a running game this
Yeah.
week. They had the running game.
Yeah.
It was there this week, and nope. I mean, they did it. They
I
still
mean,
won.
do you even feel happy about that? I guess you do because you won, but you'd be feeling good.
no, if you're the Bills, there's no way.
They've
No way
had
you're
they
happy.
had 3 weeks where they look like the Bills and they look dominant. The last 2 weeks, obviously they lost last week, and this week like poopy. I would not be feeling good. They need to get right game this week, which
I
they should have.
yeah, no, they're gonna look fantastic this week. They probably will. They'll probably stomp the Pats in New England. I mean, of course, I hope this offensive struggle continues for them.
I mean, if what you said is true, and they're the NFC New England Patriots, then we should be in for a good game.
But it's a good point.
That's
And
how that works.
they should I mean, the Giants aren't doing this on purpose, and they played Daniel Jones $40 million, which luckily the Pats did not. But like they started their backup. Look, their offense moved a little more effectively than it did all season, right? Like, come on.
I don't know if it did.
I don't know.
Like they scored.
Okay, but
I guess they have.
no,
You know what's
you're
so
missing
depressing? I'm
two.
now looking at this.
They're missing 14 points. They're at the 1 yard line twice, and they ran out of time
Yeah,
both times.
yeah. Oh, at least 6.
Yeah,
Give them that.
yeah. At
Like
least 6.
halftime, that was ridiculous. And Dable was losing his mind. I was like, "Your fault, buddy.
Yeah,
Like, don't call run play.
yeah. You're the man there.
It's not worth the risk.
No.
Not when you're that team on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't risk that. I get that it's Barkley and you expect him to score, and theoretically you should have enough time to get up and spike it, but just don't risk it. Oh, that was ridiculous.
I want to read a.
But this was they've had 2 games where they've scored less than 9 points. Their offensive totals this year: 0, 31, 12, 3, 16, 14, or 9.
Oof.
That's disgustingly bad.
Yeah, that's horrific.
Like they're the worst offense in the NFL.
You think they're worse than the Pats? Pats are abysmal, dude. Like they're abysmal. These Barclays.
All right, we'll play the same game. Patriots 20, 17, 15, 3, 0, 17.
Ugh.
I don't know if anyone's doing math there. I think
No,
those
I
are
think
pretty close.
Yeah, they are. They got to be pretty close. But I didn't.
The
Count
Giants have an outlier though, which you almost can't count. And it's not the 0. It's
the 31. Yeah, the 31 is the highest by far. Okay, this stuff. They're both terrible. Both terrible offenses. Doesn't even matter.
Broncos are pretty shitty too.
Right? Yeah, Broncos might be the worst, and the Bears. Colts are pretty crap.
Bears hung 40.
That's true.
And the week before they scored like 35.
That's a good point.
28. Close enough. But now Fields is down.
So before we move on to the next pick, when we're doing this discussion, I text Chris, what do you want? He says Giants plus 15. I said, Daniel Jones, Daniel Jones isn't playing, right? It's Tyrod Taylor. He goes, oh, yikes. I send him back, do you want to keep it or change it? You said, you did. Did it matter which quarterback was in? Did it matter who was playing at quarterback?
No, it didn't.
No.
I said, oh, yikes, and then I thought about it. I don't think I really care.
No, clear. It doesn't
Like
matter.
Daniel Jones is not giving me any more points than that. My brain. I don't think the odds makers would have cared either.
No.
Maybe it would have gone down to like 13 and a half.
Yeah, if that.
He's like 1-9 in prime time.
Oh, he's terrible too. All right, an actual fun offense that now got some injuries. The Rams of Los Angeles. Puka Nakua's first down game. Still had 4 catches, but it was the Cooper Cup show. Cooper Cup was just dicing up the Cardinals defense. Tyron Williams was great all game. Ended the game with a ankle injury. Looks like this guy named Zach Evans out of Old Miss and apparently TCU.
Saw him on the waiver wire.
I saw him on the waiver wire too. He went for like 19 of our free agent dollars, so someone's paying a pretty penny for him. You know who else is the backup?
Williams is supposed to miss multiple games. I know that. Rolls Royce.
Yeah, Rolls Royce, maybe. Yeah.
Classic. Good for him for staying in the league this long.
I know. He outdid Sony Michel, I think. I don't know if they're the same draft or not, but they're pretty close. Is there anything to update in this game? There's nothing to update here.
I think the Cardinals' little like honeymoon phase of they're not that
yeah,
bad.
like they're frisky. No, they're
over.
trash. Yeah, they're trash.
I think it's they are who we thought they were.
I will say Josh Dobbs can run though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do a little
He's not
bit.
the worst quarterback in the NFL.
And they activated Kyle, or I don't know if they've activated him, but he's practicing again. Kyler Murray.
Oh, Murray, yeah.
Yeah. And Buda Baker. So some reinforcements coming for taking team. Yeah,
but they do look awful.
They don't want to win, so I don't think it's going to get any better. Anywho, well, all right, let's see. Let me just look at the board. I mean, actually, we have one more pick. Bengals -3. So close to a push, thankfully. That last field goal.
I thought they were back, but they're not.
The Bengals?
Yeah.
No, they're not back.
Like, you're happy. You at this point, you don't care because you started out so poorly that you just have to get wins on the board. But I don't know, man.
They're ugly too.
This offense.
There's something about every offense in the league. Like same with the Seahawks.
That's true.
But the Seahawks should be better than this too.
Yeah, you know it's a pumpkin. He's a pumpkin.
If you told us last year that Seahawks Bengals would end with a combined 30 points, we would look at you and laugh. We would look at you and laugh.
I would have taken the over in June.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Over under 30. I would have hammered the over. Spent my mortgage on it. Like, and another just sloppy, honestly lame game. All these are just lame ass games. I don't know. Bengals. Again, did we learn anything? Just learn that they it seems like all these teams that are winning are just outlasting the other defense. You know, they're just like they are literally, and I guess it's the name of the game. They're scoring more points, but like by the skin of their teeth, they are barely scoring more points than these other teams. So when we discuss them, and it's every week, it's the same goddamn games we're watching. It's impossible to unless we want to get into the complete. This player looked great and this player looked great, but
it might just be that point in the season where it's like everyone's just kind of still kind of figuring things out. Like we made our judgments after a few weeks, and then these last few weeks, everything's kind of been thrown up in the air. By week 10, I think we'll have it figured out. And then you'll have the teams that get hot before the playoffs, teams that are actually scary. So we just got to ride out these next few weeks.
I think you're right. And do we do this? I was trying to think before the pod, do we do this discussion every year? Sometimes I don't think we do.
No, I don't think we do. This feels different. Complaining about the product on the field feels different.
Yeah, because I feel like I've never seen dumber coaches or dumber decisions on the field. And maybe it's because I see it firsthand with my New England Patriots now. And I did see it the past 2 years, but I didn't. I
Your
didn't see it with the
product is so
light.
bad, you're just ready to swear off the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm ready to swear off the whole league.
It's
I
like
I
breaking
think
up with your girlfriend, and swearing off women.
it. I think it also could be like the fact that it's just really the Dolphins that could score 40 every week. There's no other team where I think that could score 40 every week. Not the Chiefs anymore.
I mean, the Niners can. Like we can't look at this
I
Niners
can think of
team
like the Niners like a.
in under a microscope of last Sunday.
I'm aware. Okay, yeah, you're right. They could score
Like
it.
they've scored
Yeah,
30 every
30
week
every
except for this
Okay.
week.
And they went up against a really good defense. That's true.
Yeah.
But they like I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe because it's Brock Purdy or because it's like so many weapons on their team, it just feels different. But I don't know. It's them and it's the Dolphins that are good offenses, and the rest of the league and Lions. Then the Lions and the Dolphins are the best offenses, and the rest are just kind of surviving until they figure it out. That's what it seems like. Because the Bills have the pieces.
I mean, yeah, there's teams
to
that you
beat
know
it.
are going to be fine. The Jags have looked good the last few weeks.
Yes, the Jags will be fine. That's another one I want to kind of throw in.
He's an animal.
Yeah, he is a monster. What happened this game? How did Trevor only throw for? He threw for under 200 yards. How's that even possible? Minshew. Yeah, I was gonna say Minshew just kept throwing.
Field position. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Not a great game for the Gardner.
I think the Rams. All right. I think the Rams they're fun. I think they're a pretty good offense too. You can have some stinkers. I don't know.
Everything you said about Stafford, and you think they're fun.
Yes. Now I do. I've seen the light. Didn't we go over this? I saw
a renaissance.
Yeah.
With the Rams.
Matthew Stafford got resurrected in my mind. He's like football Jesus to me now. Just wait. I wanna. I can't wait for Stenson Bennett to take over. They're gonna win a Super Bowl with him. I promise you, they're gonna win a Super Bowl with this guy.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's just gonna be another Rosen tweet.
No. I don't think he's a good player. I just think like he's like the Brock Purdy mold. Like he could just get it done. You know, I don't think he's good. I just think
I guess he could. Yeah.
And
yeah,
I'm talking out of my complete
that.
ass, but I think it would be funny if it came true.
It's just a vibes prediction.
Yeah, and he won two back-to-back national champions based off those vibes. So that's
he did do that.
Oh my god, I'm looking at I just keep like when we keep rolling past these terrible box scores, the Pats Raiders just looking at me, and it's like, do I even want to talk about
all right, yeah. You want to just do that now? Get that out of the way. And do you have anything to say for yourself, or
this is a dysfunctional podcast? I will have to say that. That's what I have to for myself. That's what I have to say for the New England Patriots. I got nothing to say at all. DeAndre Parker should be cut. Stevenson could be cut. It's funny. I think after this week, my favorite offensive player might be Zeke. After that failed touchdown run that got held back. I felt bad for him. I was like, that's the only person I feel bad for on this team. It's Zeke. Because he just ran 70 yards. He ran 70 yards, gassed out the whole team just for Hunter Henry to hold and then to be called back. Where do you start?
So I'm looking at next week. You are 9-point underdogs to the Bills at home. That's got to be the biggest home spread
against the Bills
under Belichick,
against
right?
the Bills. We own the Bills. We're supposed to own the Bills. What am I supposed to say here? I think the only game we win the rest of the season is if Gardner Minshew's still playing in that Colts game. That's an if.
This is gonna be a fun Wise Bowl when we play.
This is coming up. It's the 3
weeks.
I know. I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
I'm excited too.
Cause I don't care if we lose. I have no issue if we lose here. Speaking of losing and tanking, did you see Caleb Williams said that he would want to be a part owner of whatever team that drafts him.
Yeah, I don't even believe that. And you can't
No,
be
neither
that
do
can't be
I.
coming out after you lose.
No, that is
Didn't
there's
look
no
good.
way that's real. But
Yeah, that was one of those lame those NFL accounts
trying to
like
get you.
on whatever and
Yeah, yeah.
JPA football and MLA football. Those accounts suck.
The true or false
They're the
accounts.
worst. Yeah, like true or false. This should have been pass interference on so and so. If you engage with those accounts, you are a loser. Like you're what's wrong with NFL Twitter. Not let them bait you. They just repost other people's stuff.
Yeah, no, they steal. They
Like
and
they don't
it's
find they're
blatantly
not
obvious.
reporters.
No.
Yeah. So yeah. If you have any love for the game or respect for what these people do not engage with those guys on Twitter. I've almost blocked them.
You know who might not have any more love for the game is Bill Belichick. That his and
He's on the lax.
I think his new love is just like doing the exact opposite of what all the fans want. And he denounces we signed Malik Cunningham to a 3-year deal, the original deal that he signed as a UDFA, and so he's the backup quarterback. He's activated for the game. He doesn't. They don't have him practicing throwing the football pregame to hide him to save what they're going to do with them. He doesn't get a target. He doesn't throw the ball. He's out there for 6 plays, and each one of those plays, he stands perfectly still and doesn't do a single thing. Unless he runs a
The
route that
Ravens
Mac
did
doesn't.
that with Lamar, didn't they?
Yeah, and I just, I just don't get it. I don't understand.
It'll come. He
I,
might actually be bad. Have you thought of that?
I
That like
don't.
they're not playing him
I
because he's
don't.
not good.
I don't care. I don't care. He can get. He can move. Like Mac can't throw anyways. So if this kid can't throw, at least he can run.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I was talking to my dad, and he was talking like he was saying, you know, Mac like his. It's true. Mac really doesn't have any protection, and his weapons are trash. And I was just looking at him, and I was like, yeah, but like at least this Cunningham kid, if everyone else on the team sucks, at least I can think that this kid is electric when the football's in his hands. You know, whether he's throwing it or running with it. At least when it's in his hands, I know. Like when it's in Mac Jones' hands, I know it's probably going to be an incompletion or a freaking pick.
There's like at least hope
I think.
or something exciting will happen.
I think it's going to be really sad because I've seen things all over the Twitter and everything of all these guys that the Pats could trade, um, including my guy Duggar, Real Peppers.
No.
The 2 edge rushers were the 2 heartbreakers for me. Judon and Uche. I saw like rumors, and it's not that any of that's gonna happen, but those are the guys that you're looking for on this Pats team that actually have value for the upcoming season. It'll be interesting to see if they do shred some of those guys come the deadline. I think they should. Knowing them, I don't think they will.
Yeah.
But teams like the fact that the Texans look like they have more offensive competence, it's just very depressing.
Texans have more offensive competence than half of the NFL right now.
I know, and they had a game where they scored 9 points as well, and they do have more offensive competence than a lot of the league. All right, let's talk about Monday night. That was a weird game. I told you we were going to learn nothing from this game. I still feel like we learned nothing from this game. Besides, I think it's finally like Herbert fraud watch.
Yeah, it felt like this was the first time that social media was on that. And it wasn't just like the people like the Herbert truthers like, guys, like Herbert, not that good. Now it was kind of like I saw somebody who was like, this is the first time that a loss has actually been on Herbert. That's
He
a
was bad.
pretty bold claim.
He was real bad.
Yeah.
And there, it's bad when the NFL highlights, you know, when you watch a highlight reel, it's normally always completions and like big plays and positive yardage most of the time. They were showing highlights of his misses. That's how important and bad they were. And late in the game, they go for it on fourth down. They eventually get this touchdown, but he throws Austin Eckler a little out route. Or he's a little, he's going out in the flats. And he throws it to him, and he throws it so late that he gets tackled for no yards. So if he throws that on the money when he's supposed to, that would have been an immediate touchdown. The Keenan Allen throw on first down late in the game was egregious miss. There was a couple in the end zone earlier that made them kick a field goal in the third quarter that were pretty bad. And it wasn't like the coaching decisions I didn't think were bad. I think they went for it when they were supposed to go for it. It was on Herbert.
Full disclosure: the Phillies were on this night, and I didn't get to watch much of this game.
Did you see the fan?
But
The Asian
I
lady.
saw plenty about the fan.
She was on Pat
conspiracy
McAfee's
theory.
show. No, I'm all for this conspiracy theory. Because I
Middle
saw
of the day, the next day.
Yeah, she just happens to be on Pat McAfee's show. Did the NFL pay someone to be a Chargers fan?
I don't know. Maybe she's a wealthy lady and she doesn't have to go to work, or she can afford to take an hour off in the middle of the day.
Where?
Maybe she just likes football. That's why she has season tickets.
But did you see the Chargers? Did you see her in supposed Vikings gear?
I did. I thought I read that that's because her kid was on a team called the Vikings. And I think she said that they became Chargers fans when they moved like 5 or 6 years ago. Which I don't like.
Okay,
It's
but
hard
she.
for me to think that you're a real fan.
Alright, dude, this is the best is. Who cares if the vile Chargers fan is also a Vikings fan? It is funny because who cares? But I would rather
It's just one of
believe.
those social media things.
No, and I'd rather believe that the NFL paid someone to be a Chargers fan. So I think that's way better than
It's hilarious.
believing that there's actual Chargers fans.
How many times did they show her? Was it more than once?
Oh, it was like 4 or 5 times, I think. Maybe not 4 or 5, but I think it was like at least twice.
I didn't understand either. Like it was just a lady who was into the football game.
People were eating it up. People were eating it up. I think it's because she was just so intense, so passionate.
She wasn't.
I know she has nothing on me. Like she actually has nothing on me.
Like, is that not what every real fan looks like? Like, I'm tweaking out when I watch these games.
I just think it was so shocking that a Chargers fan was so into it. They had to show
That's
it.
true, yeah. That she wasn't. She just happened to be a Chargers fan.
They need to bring her to like. They should just like bring her to like. Let's bring her to the athletics. Let's go bring her to an athletics game. You know, let's get her. Let's get her to like a WNBA game that doesn't have a lot of fans. Like let's just get her all over the place. Let's get her
Mhm.
the.
Yeah, don't
she'll-
waste her on the Chargers.
Yeah, honestly, like why stop at the Chargers? There's a lot of fan bases that need help,
No
and
Maryland football game.
clearly, yeah, exactly. Clearly, this girl gets the publicity going. So let's ship her around the country. I'm all for it. Not only who cares if she's a Vikings fan.
She's in this circus.
Let's celebrate that and that she's a fan. She should just be like when Rob Lowe came with the Shield hat. That's what she should be a
Yeah.
fan of the Shield, and she should go to every single NFL game and just root for both teams.
He gets paid hourly. Like by the stadium. Just come and don the gear of
I
whatever
think
team it is.
I think
lose their mind.
the real question should be not like is she fake or was she an actor? Why the hell was she on Pat McAfee?
I don't know.
I would love to know. Like,
Have you watched that show yet?
no, I
Because
have
I
not.
haven't. Like, I used to listen to their podcast, but it's been a while. So like, I haven't watched since they even started doing video podcasts. I haven't watched, so I don't know what it's like on ESPN.
I throw it on sometimes in the living room, and I'll just like leave it on and do
Yeah,
whatever. And I was listening to it the other day, and they had Raheem Mostert on, and that was a good interview. Like he was talking about, he was talking about the team, how Mike McDaniel treats them, and everything. I thought that was if he's not interviewing someone, I don't, I don't really, I don't really care about that his crew, kind of
yeah,
his little posse.
yeah.
But I know
It
people
does have.
like Ethan, are a classic wise guest. He is a huge Pat McAfee fan. He watches almost every day. But it's like when it's on air like that, it's just like, what is it? Get Up or um,
Take,
yeah, First Take or yeah, Undisputed,
NFL Live.
Good Morning Football,
Just
all that stuff. I just don't know why the hell this Chargers fan need to be interviewed.
I don't. There.
The Cowboys uniforms look nice
I
though.
bet it did good numbers. Really, you like those?
The white, I thought they were clean.
As much as I hate the Cowboys, I their original white uniforms with the silver helmet is like an iconic look. I don't know why they get away from it.
Well, now everyone now that Chris, don't you understand how this works? Now that the NFL gives a rule that allows you to get another helmet, you have to have another helmet, or else you're the loser team that doesn't have
That's
another
yeah,
helmet.
no, I get that.
Yeah,
No, I get that.
so they
All the
had to
power
have
to
it.
them. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that I don't like it more than their other one.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought it was a cool switch up. Anything we missed this week?
We're all over the place.
We are. This was. You just.
The Chargers, every game they played in has been a one-score game.
Yeah, I'm sure that's been the stat for like 5 years now. I'm serious. I feel like that's been the same. I want to find.
Yeah, we never get blown out. They never blow people out.
When was the last? I'm looking at it right now. Their last non-score one-score game was. Oh no, that's preseason. It might have been against the Rams.
Chargers
January 1st.
differential.
First day of the new year was the last day that they had a non-one-score game, which I guess isn't that long. It was the second to last game of the season, but last season they had, I'm pretty sure, 2 games that weren't not one score. That's technically
Since
4.
okay, this
Past.
is since 2020. Thank you to StatMuse.
Okay.
Since 2020, their point differential is minus 17, which is the closest to 0 of any team.
Insane.
And over that stretch, they're 28 and 27.
And notice how it's minus 17.
Yeah, right. Because it's never enough.
Nope, they're just right on the edge every time. Yeah, that's a couple couple heartbreaking missed field goals added up. Maybe a missed touchdown added up in there. That makes it 17.
Safety in the end zone.
Yeah, yep. All right, you want to get some college? This NFL was a mess.
You just skipping past my team?
Oh, you're right. That was an electric game.
I won this week.
No, I know. I think I forgot because I said that was one of the entertaining games, and then we never talked about it. Commanders Falcons.
Yeah. So I had to listen to this game on the radio because I was driving back from Blacksburg, which I can get into on College Corner. But part of the second half, I was feeling great. Like Howell throws 3 touchdowns in this game for the first time of his career. They were up 24-10, feeling great. Like defense had been playing well. So on the surface, it feels like a great win, but they don't win this game if Desmond Ridder isn't the worst quarterback in the
He
Like
sucks.
that dude
He gave you
could
guys the
not
win.
stop throwing interceptions.
No, he gave you guys
He
the
threw
win.
the one in the end zone and then the one on the last drive that was literally like just a slant route. It was guarded like man on man. It wasn't like route got jumped or anything. Did you see the last interception?
Yeah. Yeah, he just
It was
threw it right to him.
horrible. And the one in the end zone was horrible too.
Arthur
So
Smith was the
I mean,
biggest
I
loser
get
in the
like
game. Poor Arthur.
he what?
Arthur Smith was the
Yeah,
biggest loser. I felt so bad for him. Because,
yeah.
and
He did. He
well,
had a little.
I felt bad for him until he went for two, down 14.
Yeah, that was a nerd move.
I was like, come on,
That's a nerd move.
don't be a nerd. Just go kick the extra point.
And they jumped off sides. It was a 2 point conversion
Yes.
from the one, and they didn't
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
There was also like I think the most Washington Redskins slash Commanders play ever happened, and it was when Deron Payne got set, dislocated his finger before the ball was snapped, and then fell off sides because he was in so much pain from
Oh,
his finger. He popped it back in place, but yeah, he I guess like when he bent down to get in his 3 point
stance. Yeah, he hurt his finger.
his
Oh,
finger popped, and then he fell forward and got a neutral zone infraction.
oh, that's terrible.
Like, oh my gosh, if that doesn't sum up the last 25 years.
We need to talk
But
about.
I am happy.
We need to talk about
But
the elephant in the room.
what's the elephant in the room?
Ugh, Emmanuel Forbes.
I mean, there's nothing to talk about because they didn't play.
He didn't play.
Hey, him and Gonzalez are in the same spot right now. They're not playing.
Yeah. You're right. They're definitely in the same spot. You're right. You're right. You're all right. You know what?
Is
Spin zone.
Gonzalez on the field?
Spin zone. Spin
Is he on the field?
zone. No, he's not on the
Did he
field.
play last week?
No.
Did Forbes play last week?
His
There
fourth.
we go. We're
Four
tied.
is Forbes completely healthy? That's my question. Is Forbes completely healthy? Because I know Christian Gonzalez is.
Plead the fifth.
I believe.
Plead the fifth. Yeah,
He,
it's the miraculous difference that made over the span of 2 weeks. They went from giving up 40 to the Bears.
fucking, they're so
3
much
picks and
better.
16
They're
points.
so much better with him off the field.
He's more at 250 yards against him.
The second they bench him, the
AJ
quarterback
Brown had,
throws
like,
3
180.
picks.
And like this, it's not all because that like the Falcons are a bad offense. They're not like Ritter does stink, but yeah, it's especially when the guy that started over him is Danny Johnson, who's been on the team for like 5 years and has never been a starter. Like he's like their fourth DB, fifth DB, maybe they just throw him out there when they need him.
Don't you guys have a
So yeah,
undrafted free agent
not a good
corner
look.
too?
Maybe.
Maybe not. But I thought I heard some guy that got undrafted in this draft.
This draft.
Oh, I was wondering what happened with all of Sam Howell's yards,
Mm.
just like Trevor. But I remember the
I don't
Jameson
think so.
Crowder punt return. Jameson Crowder being back on
Yeah,
the
and
Redskins is like.
yeah. The other thing is that they didn't move the ball an inch after they went up 24-10. Like they had so many chances to put this game away and just kept going 3 and out or getting like one first down and then punting. And that was incredibly frustrating. It's like you got to pick, you have all the momentum. All you need is like a 4 or 5 minute drive, do some clock. You don't even have to score points, just flip the field. And they could not do that. And that was driving me bonkers. They disappeared in the second half.
Because when he gets like that, you're just waiting for the other team to just crawl back.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way that this game doesn't go to overtime. There was no way in my mind. When they made it a 1-score game, I was like, it's over. going to overtime and they're gonna lose.
Yeah, and if Ritter doesn't throw that pick,
But
you're probably
that's because
right.
I'm a demented fan.
Yeah, but if Ritter doesn't throw that pick, you might be right. It's gonna go on overtime.
That pick and the pick before that. The pick before that. He's trash, dude. He's not good.
I know, and you look at all these other teams that could have had Lamar Jackson and would have been so much more fun than the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the Falcons, and I guess they wouldn't have gotten Bijan because they probably would have had to give up that pick.
Mm-hmm.
But you have Tyler Algier, you have Patterson at that time, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Jonnu. I mean, that's way better than what the Ravens have, right? A million times
Mhm.
better. And like, if you're the Falcons, you're kicking yourself. I mean, I guess you had to see what it was. You had to see if Ritter was the guy. I'm not gonna blame him for that.
Mm-hmm.
You had to see.
Yeah, no, you can't fault.
And I think, like, I don't, continue to start him, see how he plays still. But I think the jury's getting pretty clear.
Dude, I don't know. When you have Heineke,
You'd rather play
you
Heineke?
could legitimately win this division. I don't know. I feel like you have to. No?
CBS Sports would agree with you. Said that yeah, but the team has come out and said that they're not making a QB change right now.
Okay.
Arthur Smith did say we have to eliminate interceptions.
That's not gonna happen.
Not with this guy at the helm.
I mean, that's also not gonna happen with Heineke. In all fairness.
Yeah, no, you're not switching to Heineke. No, I'm gonna push back on that one. There's no way.
No, breaking news. The Aces defeat Liberty in Game 4 to capture their second consecutive WNBA title. Congrats to the Aces.
Good job, Aces. Anyways,
Name an ace.
What? Name an ace? Kelsey Plum.
Name an ace. Oh, okay.
And she
Backfired.
went to South Carolina. Asia Wilson. She's on Aces too. Boom. Boom. God. But I'm gonna have to push back on starting Heineke. You know that Heineke's where his ceiling is, and I guess you've seen what this is game 7 for Ritter, 8.
Yeah. No. 9.
All right, let's get him double digits. Get him double digits games, and then we'll call it.
I think if we're getting to like the halfway point, a little past the halfway point of the year, and you're still in it for the division, but he's holding you back, I think you make the move. You have to.
Yeah, if you're still in contention for the division,
that's my prediction, that there's gonna come a point where they have to make a move.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. And I think this, Heineke does not need to be, neither does Ritter. Neither of them need to be anything special for this offense to click.
Oh, yeah. No,
They just need to get these playmakers the ball. All right. Now you ready for college?
Yep.
So, 3:30 game. Florida. Gamecocks are up 10. 5 minutes left. At home. And they sold the game. Completely sold the game. Oh my God. I don't know what to say. The defense was torched all game. We got the stops that we needed, and then the offense punted the ball away and couldn't get any points late in the game. And I'm running out of things to give excuses to Beamer. I'm running out of things to say. I need to see some wins. Billy Napier from the Florida Gators got hired after Gamecocks. And they beat, and I know they beat Tennessee, who we got stomped by, but why are they beating Tennessee and us and having a better record? It just bothers me. This stuff.
It wasn't their Super Bowl.
It must have been Florida's Super Bowl too. It must have been Florida's Super Bowl because I don't know when our Super Bowl is, but I'd like to see it. I'd like to see when our Super Bowl is. I'd like to be announced. I don't know, man. I don't have much hope for this team going forward this season. I think next year, I think next year we have a lot of good young freshmen coming in, but I need to see this. I need to see a different game than the game I've been
Thought you
seeing
did this.
2 weeks. Huh? Had a bunch of good freshmen come in this year. Yeah, but we don't play them. We're gonna be forced to play them next year.
I thought you like, you back-to-back good classes coming. Started as like a jab, but
Yeah, no, it is. You're right. It was a good class this year. It'll build on it next year. And I don't. I'm tired of hope. Hope's annoying. So I'm just gonna accept the football team at that for what they are, and it's a 4-2 team or 2-4. Sorry, a 2-4 team. They're not good.
they really 2-4.
Yeah, they're 2-4, and they got to win. So saying they win versus Jackson State, which is that, I mean, who knows? They need to win. They need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 games left. They would end up winning 5 of them, right? They need 7 wins for a bowl game.
4.
How many?
6 wins.
6 wins. Okay, so they need to win 4 of them. But they play Missouri, Texas A&M, Jackson State, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Clemson. So give us Jackson State and maybe Vanderbilt. We have to upset one of those or 2 of those 4 teams. It might not even happen. It might not even get bowl eligible.
Yeah, it's not a great spot to be in.
No, and going in from last year, and if you told me we might not be bowl eligible coming into November, I would say you're crazy. And I know the schedule's hard, but you got to play the people. Like, we schedule it. We make the schedule. God, if it's so hard, just pick easier teams. God damn, that's what half these other teams do.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pissed now.
I don't have anything to make you feel better.
No, there's nothing to make me feel better. It's just pissing me off now. I'm now mad. And there's like there's stuff that I like in every one of these games. Like, of course, we scored 39 points. Rattler looked great for 3.5 quarters. The running game was good for most of the game. Just wasn't enough. Even Nick Harbor got a catch. He got a catch. I was so excited.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was playing. When I saw him on the field, I was so freaking excited that he was playing. And he got one.
Oh yeah,
catch.
you did send me a picture of him on the field.
Yeah, I did. And like, we had cool touchdowns. We had everything you could have wanted in that game, besides a turnover and besides a win, besides a freaking win.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate you trying, but there was nothing to make me. We even blocked a field goal. How do you block a field goal and lose a game? So I don't know what needs to happen, but I'm tired of hearing Beamer's excuses. That's all I know.
What was the excuse this week?
I don't even know. I didn't listen to his excuses. So, but apparently he broke his foot kicking something.
I did see that.
Yeah, apparently that was like big news yesterday that I did not see. Nor do I care about. I don't know why people care. All right, you're up. What's up?
Well,
what's up with Maryland?
Do much better. They lost to Illinois on homecoming weekend as 14-point favorites.
Oh, no.
Just took a big stanky shit down their leg. It's like, you're coming off the Ohio State game, which you played right with them for 3 quarters. Arguably outplayed them for 3 quarters. Everything unraveled. What?
I'm just watching. It's just shit your pants. You guys shit your pants.
I thought maybe Like we haven't been recording this whole time or
No,
something.
no, I'm like I'm
Those
at,
noises.
yeah, I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm like looking at everything and just like, oh my god, setting my eyes.
Um. So yeah, you had one bad quarter against Ohio State. You'd think that that would be like something to build off. Not that they even needed something to build off because they were 5-0. Now you come back home 5-1. It's just like the worst possible thing that could have happened this season because it was the first year where I think some people were actually starting to believe a little bit, believe that maybe they could knock out Michigan or Penn State, and they still could, but it just kills any glimmering bit of momentum that they had. It's such a bad. It's one of the worst losses they've had since I've been here. Not points wise, but just like situational. I mean, like it was
This is a
homecoming.
yeah, and
The
that
weather was bad. They were huge favorites. It's a stanky shit down the leg. That's what it is.
dude.
And it just can't happen.
This is this is a dirty diaper.
It's a
This
dirty time.
this is a dirty
I'm actually
diaper.
I'm glad that this was the weekend I picked to not be here.
This is
But
as bad as you could imagine it. And I'm sorry, like this is and I'm not I'm like in situational wise again, not the football team, not the
right,
way
yeah.
that they played on the field, but the fact that it's homecoming, the fact that the momentum was there, the fact that now you guys have to go goes
They're 14-point favorites.
Northwestern, Penn State, 14-point favorites, homecoming. Your last two home
There was
games,
a legit
your
shot that
last
they
two
would
home
win
games
9
now,
games this year.
and now you're not going to win another home game. Last two home games are Penn State and
Yeah, no. Michigan and Penn State. And they'll probably get beat by either Northwestern or Nebraska.
This is just
So yeah,
brutal.
it's a bummer. And like there's some coaching stuff that made no sense. Like they tried an onside kick. It's like you're not the team that tries the onside kick. Like they are. They're the
Yeah,
team
they're
that
the
needs
yeah.
a weird play like that. They had a bunch of penalties on defense. They ran the ball on a 3rd and 6 field goal range at the end of the game. Um, it's just
This is making me depressed.
it's disheartening, yeah.
This is
And they're
making me
still
really
five and
depressed.
two. Like they're gonna make a bowl. There's no way they don't make a bowl game. But this was the year that like maybe things took a step forward.
Yeah, maybe you take like a cool, maybe you get like a
And
cool bowl game.
right. And that's I think I don't think that's happening. I think they finish 8-4, which would be such a kick to the nuts. Even though 8-4 is like the best thing that we could imagine. Anyway, something funny did happen yesterday. I was taking a nap. I had a podcast on and I fell asleep and I wake up and my podcast finished and it goes to the next one, which is Maryland Sports Radio. But it was the episode from last week or the game.
Oh no.
And they're like, so the hosts like, guys, what's like predictions rest of the season? Like, we all think they're gonna win this Illinois game, right? And the one guy who's like the insider's like, it would be a disastrous loss if they
No.
lost this week. And I'm just like, I'm waking up from a nap, like, oh, what's going on? And I hear that, I'm like, didn't need to hear that again.
Oh man. Hey, you wanna smile for a second? SEC
Sure.
basketball was today, media day,
Yeah, here you go. Yeah, we
and
had media day
we're
yesterday.
we're back, baby. The basketball team. I saw Lamont walking in the facility today. I gave him a "Let's go, coach."
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, we're so back. Um, and that's it
I
brightened
have
my
juice
day
for
seeing.
basketball.
Yeah, I'm juiced now.
I mean,
We were so
in all
we were
fairness,
so positive. Like I mean, I wasn't, but you were so positive. Like 2 weeks ago, Commanders were doing right.
what
Your
about my
Maryland
football team?
football
Oh
team
yeah.
was 5-0. Then the Bears
In all
lost.
fairness, it's
Illinois is
mid-October.
messing you up. The state of Illinois is messing you up.
Yeah, seriously.
This it's causing tremendous losses to your football teams.
Yeah, that was the other thing that I didn't even say about the Commanders game. Is I was happy about this win. Like the stink of the Bears game, I have not gotten over it.
It's just still there.
Like it did not because they'd be 4-2.
Yeah, I know. Now you're
It'd be
tied
a
with
game
not.
out of first place.
Now you're restarting the season just
The
like the
Giants
Jets.
upcoming. Yeah. Yeah. But what I was gonna say is it is mid-October right now, and the Phillies are up 2-0 in the NLCS, and I really don't care about any of my right now. I don't have the emotional bandwidth to process other sports. So if I've seen off my game today, that's why.
We were both off our game. I'm just gonna let's just throw it out there. We know that for sure. Um, that's okay though. That's okay. I mean that's all we got, right? Cool.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
When's
All right.
your home opener for basketball? I think ours is November 7th.
That's a great question. It should be the so you know like the what are they called? Like the fan experience thing. We talked about it last year. Where they have like
Yeah.
I I texted my buddy Riley, who I normally go to all the basketball games with. Wolford November 1st, but I think it's
Oh,
exhibition.
what?
I think it's exhibition,
Yeah, okay.
but it's for charity, but it's still a game.
They lost.
Lost against Wolford for charity. I mean, it would be
Wait,
a
is
loss
it
for charity. So, is it what?
Wofford or Wolford?
Uh, Wofford. Wofford. What?
They were in the tournament one year. Like almost beat somebody big. Who was it? They had some guy.
They were
They
they
had
were
these guys that
terrible.
just
They
hit
didn't win a game
threes.
last year. They didn't win a game.
Ah, okay.
Let's not. Let's
Who
not.
what? It was this guy McGee. Basketball. This is what I love about the tournament. It's just like these random teams that I always think are good because they had like one good year in the tournament.
Oh, before we go, Chris, you were in Blacksburg this weekend.
Yeah, I saw what a real college football stadium looks like. And they're terrible. They're 2-4. They stomped Wake Forest, but like it's basically a sellout crowd. The tailgate, everyone leaves the tailgate 40 minutes before the game starts, not 40 minutes after the game starts. So that was kind of refreshing. Everything they say about Virginia Tech is true in terms of like school spirit and
Yeah, they're. I've gone for a
enjoying
game.
the game. The Enter Sandman was cool. But yeah, it was a great experience. I will say that the Friday night party scene kicked my ass. What they're doing down there, but it's not what we do up here.
Did you go? Did you leave
It
Saturday?
significantly impacted my enjoyment on Saturday.
Did you leave Saturday after the game or stay for?
Yeah, we left Sunday.
That sounds like a good trip. I loved when it was a while ago. We were still visiting colleges, but I loved when I went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is cool. And it was homecoming weekend, and like there were actually a bunch of alumni there.
That's really cool.
Which is cool. Yeah.
I bring that up because
I love Maryland, but it was a good trip.
The basketball team is playing Virginia Tech, my basketball team, and I thought it was in Virginia Tech, and I was gonna go visit Merton, but it's in Charlotte, so I might still be able to go. Yeah, I might still be able to go.
Halfway.
Yeah, we might be able to meet halfway. So that'd be cool. I'm pumped for basketball season. We'll have plenty to talk about by then. Thank you all for listening.
Are you though? I saw the preseason poll.
Oh no, rank us low. I want to be 14. Nowhere to go but up. if we're ranked 14.
That's true. It's just a lot of teams to be last.
14 teams.
It's a lot of teams.
Hey, Rothstein can be wrong. Just say that. Rothstein can
Yeah.
be wrong.
Oh, no, and especially in basketball, football too, but preseason rankings mean nothing.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely nothing. So
No,
I'm
I'm
just poking fun.
yeah, I have like some not warranted hope. I think we might actually not be bad. We're definitely not the 14th best SEC team.
Completely
I'll tell you that.
misguided.
Yeah, we are completely misguided. No,
Okay, before we go, no one cares about this, but Wofford, 2018 to 19, they were 30-5, 18-0 in the Southern Conference, and they were a 7 seed in the tournament.
wow.
Fletcher McGee, that's the guy who I was talking about. He
Fletcher
broke the NCAA
McGee.
record for all-time career three-pointers made, and then shot like over 10 against Kentucky. It was heartbreaking. I was like, I remember being so excited for that game because you're like watching all the bracket stuff. It's like Fletcher McGee, like this guy who just shoots threes and literally didn't hit a shot. It was so sad. But that's my tangent there.
That's brutal. All right. I think that's a good way to end the pod with Tanner McGee.
Yep.
Thank you all for listening.
Fletcher,
sorry, not Tanner. Tanner McGee. McKee is the quarterback, the like rookie from somewhere playing for the Eagles. Nobody cares about that either. Anyways, thank you all for listening.
Stanford, I think.
We gotta wrap this up. We gotta get out of here. Thank you all for listening.
I could name dudes and colleges all night.
I know. We could be sitting here all night just like, oh, McKee? More like McAfee. Name out 5 more players. Yeah.
You went to West Virginia.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Tavon Austin.
And Geno Smith.
Thank you all for listening. And we'll see everyone on the next, hopefully more organized episode.